of April 1st. So today I spent some time walking um, along the river and thinking about the beautiful trees in my area. And as I was doing that, I was thinking, what do we need to know? What are we being taught here in the new moon time period? So I would like to discuss with you guys some of these energies. The first thing I thought was, what do we value? And so I'm going to look at each one of the zodiac signs and pull one card about the value that you need to be thinking about at this time of the new moon. So let's split the deck and see what we have. All right, so Aries, this is the time of the Aries. Let's take a look at Aries first. Growth. So the value that Aries needs to be thinking about is growth. How can you grow? And Venus, Jupiter is all about getting larger and growing and expanding. And so we can try to grow internally, grow in our hearts and minds, in our perspective and our way of looking at things. And so for Aries, you're being drawn to growth at this time. And then the other fire sign, Sagittarius, you can be looking at dominance. So the value maybe of not being dominated or not dominating others in a way that would make them uncomfortable. You can see here that there's not a high amount of comfort. So I think the value you're looking for is a comfort. So how could you help somebody feel comfortable instead of dominated in their situation? And let's look at Leo. For Leo, the value you can look at is in things and in gifts, little trinkets, things that are given to you, things that you're giving to others. Maybe there's someone in your life that will feel more valued and respected by you giving them a gift. They may be having a birthday coming up or a reason to celebrate, and the gift is important. So let's take a look at some of the water signs. Pisces. Okay, Pisces, you got nature. So you can value at this time during this new moon, nature. Go outside and connect with the moon, connect with nature. You can do this during the day or at night, whatever is more comfortable to you. And as you connect with nature, you will have a whole new perspective come into your life. And so, how about Scorpio? All right, so the value is community. So how can you connect with your community, Scorpio? Sometimes we tend to dig so deep and look just at the roots and what's going on underneath. But there are times when you need to be out in the open, connecting with the roosting and the community that's all around you, and value the community that you have in your life. And so the next water sign is Cancer. All right, and you are looking at direction. And so you could be flying in the wrong direction, or I wouldn't use the word wrong. I would say kind of like the longer path or more convoluted direction to where you're trying to head. So take a look at what direction you're going and make sure it's the direction that you want to be headed in your life. All right, the earth signs. Let's look at Taurus. So for you, there's some isolation, some time spent alone. It's okay sometimes to go through isolation. And for you to know, it may be through this time alone, it'll help you to value more the community that you have and the friends that you have, in this situation. All right, Virgo, mischief. And so for you, Virgo, spend some time watching some funny videos, maybe about cats. Here we have the crows pulling the tail of the cat, trying to be really funny and mischievous. And so find little ways to enjoy life at this time. And so Capricorn. So Capricorn, you can learn the value of anticipation and knowing, how you want things to happen, where you want things to be. And so sometimes also anticipation, we can be a little off. Our expectations can be a little off. So be careful in your anticipation of this time that on the one hand, because you tend to be more realistic, maybe you need to be a little more fanciful in this situation. All right, here's how about Gemini? Okay, sometimes it's good to learn how to fight. And for some reason, I'm thinking of Gemini and how often Gemini has two sides. And here we have the two birds, the two sides kind of like fighting over the rose. So connect with love, the love of yourself, the love of your two sides, the love of the battle, love of the fight. Knowing that in the end, things are going to work out for the betterment of everyone. All right, Libra. So, Libra, you are invited to play, to have fun in the rain, to sing in the rain, to run and jump and play in life. Watch some funny movies and just enjoy yourself. And sometimes, Libra, you can be so serious about trying to get life where you need to be. But in this case, just find some friends and have a little fun. And last but not least, we have Aquarius. All right, fear. So the opposite of fear, the value you're looking at, is just being able to be at peace. And, you're letting go of fear. This crow has been around the scarecrow long enough. It's not afraid anymore. And so sometimes spending some time in the things that we're afraid of helps us to move into a new pattern and not be afraid of that anymore. All right, so the overall energy for the collective territory. So value where you are and what you've been asked to do and how you're doing it. Connect with the earth, connect with Gaia, and she will lead and guide you in the way you should go. All right. So another aspect, there's kind of like three things that I want to talk about when it comes to this time with the new moon in Aries is coming up the 1st of April. And so the first one, I saw on my walk some Canada geese. Two of them flying together. And there are many things that you can gain from different animals, totems, and spirits. But what I was really impressed with there is the sense of loyalty. That they come together as a unit, as a team, they work together. And in their meeting and efforts together, there's a lot of loyalty. So what does loyalty mean to you? And you could put that in your definition in the comments so that I can see, what does loyalty mean to you? And one thing that I've learned is that in life, it's good to get an actual definition, because my definition of loyalty may not be the same as yours. And you might be thinking of loyalty in a different way than I And then another thing that I think is brought to our attention at this time is I noticed that a lot of the trees had broken in different places. Some of them had lost an entire large limb. Some of them, the limb had broken and then it was down on the ground and it was growing again. And there were others where the tree had fallen and there were trees growing up out of the trees. And so there are times in our lives where we are broken. We feel like things just kind of go against us and we're having a hard time continuing on. But even if we look a little different and we've definitely been changed, it doesn't kill us. It makes us stronger. It makes us different. Maybe even more than stronger, it makes us different. It sends us on a new path or a new direction, which might be the direction or path that we have designed and longed for as the next part of our journey. So if a large branch, theoretically breaks off of your life, know that something beautiful is going to grow in its place. I know, for me, I've had to let go of some situations this week, and it is going to make a real change in my life. But I feel that in the end, it makes room and it makes direction for something even more beautiful and wholesome to grow. And the last thought that I had was, some of us are fairly new at the spiritual journey and spiritual awakening happening in our lives. And for me, it's only been a couple of years that I started working with tarot, understanding the energies of the universe, and just understanding a lot more about life. And so you might ask yourself, there isn't a lot of longevity there. Other people have done this for 15, 20 years, their entire lives. And so how does that influence you or affect you in your life? And so maybe a question we would have is, if you are newly awakened, do you have a purpose? And can you follow that purpose, or are things still being figured out? And I think each one of us has to answer that question. But know that you're not alone. The archangels are there, and especially your higher self, your intuition, your soul energy, is thousands of millions of years from our perspective old, living in multiple lifetimes, connecting with many different energies, very wise, loves you very much. And so your soul, your inner being, although it may appear that it's fairly new, at the same time, it still is relatively old. And there's a lot of longevity that we can grab onto. And so connect to your ancestors, connect to your spirit guides, connect to the angels, to anyone that you are called to in this lifetime or beyond. And as you connect with those entities, that longevity and purpose and drive is brought into your life. So here at this time, what do you value? Do you have a purpose? Maybe the questions also are, what does loyalty mean to you? And even when things start to break down and have problems, know that it's just a change of direction. You might look different. The tree maybe is different, but it's still alive and growing and well on the banks of the river. So blessings to you in this new moon. I hope these energies fill you, and we will talk to you later. So here on this channel, we're really looking to bring you the comfort and joy.